Ephesians 5:11, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. What does reprove mean? Reprimand or censure.
Just say no to gangs, because nothing good comes out of that, living a lifestyle like that one. You're either going to get sent to prison or to the graveyard.
Okay, let's go back. Read that again. Ephesians 5:11, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. I don't care if you blood or crip, vice lord, Nienta. The world you are dwelling in is unfruitful works of darkness. Period. So the scriptures tell us to rebuke y'all. Because it says it right here, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. It could also be rebuke them or reprimand. So, yeah, you can't eat at the table with these demons and then try to, Watusi our ways to sit at the table with the saints. You just can't do that. You have to pick a side. Let's see. Take no part in the fruitless works of darkness. Rather, there's another word for it. Expose them. For it is shameful even to mention the things done by them in secret. But everything exposed by the light becomes visible. For everything that becomes visible is light. See, I need that whole scripture. Hold on. Remember I told y'all that these scriptures have double entendres. It's not just one meaning of it. Some of them have triple entendres. Ephesians 5:11-14, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, which is you gangs, you heathens out there, but rather expose them. For it is shameful even to speak of those things which are done by them in secret. But all things that are exposed are made manifest by the light, for whatever makes manifest is light. This could also be in reference to the Illuminati, that you know it as. For you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light, for the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness, righteousness, and truth, finding out what is acceptable to the Lord, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them. Hey, Kanye, take heed to this. Kanye needs to take heed to this whole paragraph right here. For it is shameful. Since he claims that he wants to be in the light, right? He's trying to get away from them. But I feel like he's living both sides of the fence, and you shouldn't do that. For it is shameful even to speak of those things which are done by them in secret. Oh yeah, very shameful. I know Kanye be wondering and pondering, should I put out this truth? He gonna come after me he kind of did put some of it out there, but bear it all, man. Bear it all. You want to make it right with the Lord? Bear it all, yeah. You know what I mean? Bear it all. And do away with that world. In Black China, hey, look, I respect the fact that she got rid of all them tattoos. She wants to get out of that world, but I feel like she playing both sides too, because you still have Satan's money. So, you can't have two masters. You gotta choose a side. For For it is shameful to even speak of those things which are done by them in secret. You know how they say, it's a secret society, all we ask is trust. Man, forget that. You shouldn't even be dealing with any of them devils, them demons. But all things that are exposed are made manifest by the light. For whatever makes manifest is light. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. That's why I always say, I don't think people know the times that we're living in. It says it right here. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools. When you out here in the streets or in the world, always move circumspectly. But be wise with your moves, even with your decisions. Redeeming the time. What does redeeming mean? Let's go find out. Compensating for someone or something's faults. Able to save people from sin, error, or evil. The transforming power of God's redeeming grace.
Redeeming.
Redeeming the time because the days are evil. Boy, that fits today's world like a glove. Y'all can admit, these times we're living in are not the same times that we experienced 20 years ago. I feel like everything has been heightened ever since this pandemic, especially when they open the world back up. Look at how the rise of the crime rate. It's like a sea of crime all over. Like it just has been skyrocketing, man, to the ceiling. It's crazy, you know? And it's just the beginning.
See, what you have to understand is that the scriptures is a book that is a history lesson. It's a book also to teach us how to be disciplined and how to move on this planet while we're here, and also to give us knowledge and wisdom to take with us as we leave this planet, because that's why they say it's basic instructions before leaving Earth. Therefore, be imitators of God as dear children, and walk in love as Christ also has loved us and given himself for us, an offering and a sacrifice to God for a sweet smelling aroma. But fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, remember coveted, that word means desire. Covetousness, the feeling of having a strong desire for things that other people have. So covetingness can also be linked to envy. Interesting. But fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not even be named among you as fitting for saints. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor coarse jesting, which are not fitting, but rather giving of thanks. For this you know that no fornicator, unclean person, nor covenant man who is an idolater has any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and God. Let no one deceive you with empty words, for because of these things the wrath of Yah comes upon the sons of disobedience. Therefore do not be partakers with them. So there has to be a separation. Like we can't even, I mean, we got loved ones, right? People we love. But when you see them out there in the world, all you could try to do is just pass on this information to them, and hopefully it'll resonate with them. If not, you have to love them from a distance, man. I know it's hard, but you just have to keep doing you and doing your Father's mission. It's the best thing I could tell you in regards to that. Proverbs 1:8-19. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, forsake not the law of thy mother, for they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about thy neck. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privately for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole. As those that go down into the pit, we shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Cast in thy lot among us. Let us all have one purse. Boy, these scriptures fit you gangs that's out there in the world. All y'all in gangs, this fits y'all like a glove. Cast in thy lot among us. Let us all have one purse. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path. Don't join gangs to the youth out there. For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. See? You calling your own brothers and sisters ops. They get it. I'm telling you, these demons that's in the bodies of these people that you think are your friends, they get a kick out of living a violent lifestyle. You know, I used to always say years ago, before I was in the truth, I used to tell people that were my friends that joined gangs, because it was like a whole epidemic. It was like a wave, and I seen it coming, slowly but fast, if that makes sense. And it just like, before I know it, even the most innocent kids that I knew, I was like, yo, he definitely ain't about that life. They were all in gangs, except me, right? And I used to always say to them that, you know, they say this is a lifestyle. I'm like, this ain't no lifestyle. This is a death style. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad that, and that's how I know the Lord was with me, even back then, because I was like, it was almost impossible, bro, in my neighborhood. You know, coming up in the streets of Jersey, like damn near every last one of them all joined gangs, and there's a few of us that we wasn't with it. I never saw a point to it. You'll die for a color, but not the color in your skin. I never understood gangs. Whether you Bloods or Crips, I never joined. It was never for me. It's not something that I ever wanted to partake in. You know what I mean? But I knew people that was in that lifestyle, you know? And my main focus was always, you know, making music. I didn't really care to be in the streets like that, you know? But I had my moments where, you know, you gotta survive. You gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that like I was always in the house. I was out, you know what I mean? But I wasn't involved in no gang activities. It just wasn't my thing. So, and I used to try to talk people out of them lifestyles, but you know, they didn't want to listen. They went their way. Some of them are no longer here on this planet, you know? Anyway, where was I at? My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path. For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. Yeah, they be bloodthirsty, man. Them demons be wanting to take a life. And when you look at them, they just look at them in the eyes. They be looking like they so far gone. I'm telling you, a lot of these kids that become killers in their youth, like teenagers, they don't see themselves. They probably don't even know that they're doing it, but they don't see themselves as teenagers. You got 17-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds moving as if they're in their 40s. That's why early on coming up, I didn't understand why a lot of young people died so fast. I now understand. Over the years, I've realized why. Because like I just told you, a lot of them 15, 16, 17, 14, whatever, 13, they be moving as if they're in their 30s and 40s. They be acting like they're adults. I mean, every generation goes through this because we was moving like that too, but we wasn't. I mean, I'm not no killer. You know, I never took nobody's life, and I hope I never have to. You know what I mean? But we was smoking, we was drinking, we was doing all type of wicked stuff. You know what I mean? We was caught up in the world, and in Jersey, you know, walking around with a Bible, you're not gonna. It's dangerous out there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, but the streets I grew up in, Irvington, Hillside, North New Jersey, it was no joke, man. It was crazy out there. You know, coming up. Surely in vain, the net is spread in the sight of any bird. Oh, man. And they lay wait for their own blood. They lurk privily for their own lives. So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. So when you play in that realm, the streets, they say, you know, you live by the gun, you die by the gun. Like, listen, it might not have came to you yet, but either you or someone you love, being that you took someone's life, that's coming back to you. You know what I'm saying? I just got a text. Anyway, I'll get back to her in a minute. That is coming back to you. And it's called judgment. You know, like I just don't get it, bro. And nowadays it's more crazier than ever. You got people who they thrive off of shedding somebody else's blood. You just took that person's life, right? But you didn't just take that person's life. When you took that person off this planet, you destroyed a family that's going to mourn that individual forever, because that person might not be somebody to you, but to those family members, that person was a somebody. To that community, even their workplace, if they went to church, wherever, the stores they went to, that person was somebody special to those people. So you didn't just hurt him. You hurted that whole community right there. And then the sad part is some of these cats got the nerve to actually go to the funeral. I've seen stuff like that. You know, one of my friends, you know, this is weird for me, man. And I'm going to talk about it some other times, but when I saw him in the streets, right, one time, and I just, and this was me in my 20s. I just knew something was going to happen to him. Just based off how he was out there moving. And when he came to hug me, it's like I saw like a flash, a light. And I told him, it was like for a split second. And I believe that was the Creator warning me to warn him, like letting me know that something was coming, right? And I told him, I said, yo, because I looked to the right and I see the people in the car. I'm like, yo, you sure about these people right here? Like, yo, watch how you moving out here, man. Like, because I had a bad feeling about the company he was with. And he was in a gang, you know what I'm saying? You know, and I was telling him, you know, just watch how you moving, man. I just got this feeling, you know. I just want you to be all right, because he was cool people. That was my dude, man. He was cool, and he was like,
yo, I'm good, man. Don't even worry about it. I just lost a homie last week. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna watch how I move. You already, you know. I'm gonna keep it safe.
Like, bruh, please, yo, just be careful out here, man. So he dapped me up. And I had a lot of love for him. He had a lot of love for me. You know, he used to always tell me he wanted to do a song with me and all that. So that company he was with, I just knew they wasn't right. I felt it in my spirit. Their energies, their vibes was way off. It just wasn't right. Until this day, one of the dudes that was with him, I feel like he set him up. And the crazy part is, years later, I go on Instagram and I happen to come across him, and it's another guy that I'm not gonna say he was a bad energy, but he was around them too. He passed away. Somebody took him out. And then this guy that I'm talking about that I felt was bad energy, somebody took him out. So I felt like he had something to do with my homie, losing his life. But it's just crazy. I'm telling you, it's full circle, man. Like, your deeds are boomerangs. When you do something, when you commit an act, whatever it is, especially if it's of a sin that's bad, that's coming back, man. Some shape or form. It might not come 2 weeks later. It could take 10 to 15 to 20 years, and it will come back to you. And even if you get through this life and it didn't touch you, the Lord will bring you right back. Yes, reincarnate you right back. You have to get that judgment. That's just how it is, man. That's just how it works. You know what I'm saying? We can't escape this. I told you, we're spiritual beings bounded by universal laws. What are those universal laws? The law, statutes, and the commandments. It's your choice how you want to live your life. And people don't understand that. Yes, you have free will, but you don't belong to you. They're not ready for that. And you don't belong to your parents neither. Who you think you belong to? I'll just leave that for y'all. Anyway, yeah. This stuff is deep, man. You got to understand something. Satan wants you in hell with him. He doesn't want to be alone. He knows for him, it's too late. It's no hope for him. It's over. It's finito. It's a wrap. So, along with his minions, demons, and fallen angels, they want you to come to that realm with them. They're trying to drag as many of us down into the pits of hell. So one of the many things that Satan dangles in the faces of the youth, besides sexual immortality, is gangs. Matthew 10:28, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. I hope somebody decides to drop their flag and walk away from that lifestyle. It was never really meant for any of us. And yes, the powers that be is the one that gave y'all the gang mentality, because they're the real gang. They flooded our communities with all this nonsense. They've been trying to wipe us out. They've been trying, listen, the powers that be, Satan and all them, been trying to wipe out the Lord's chosen. And, just all black people in general. We're not really black, but you get what I'm saying. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Proverbs 13:20. So you are the people you hang around. And you got to understand something. Guilty by association, yes. You got to understand something. How are you trying to be, quote unquote, part of the elect, the chosen, righteousness, when you're hanging around a group of people that are into wickedness. And listen, gangs is of Satan. Look at all the symbolisms. If you go back and look at all the origins, I'm not gonna break all that down in this video. Another video I'll do that. All the origins of all those signs these brothers and sisters be throwing up, it's all demonic. You're putting curses on yourselves every time you throw those signs up, every time you do the walks, the dances, the chants. You're putting curses on yourself. And you can love the Lord all you want if you love the Lord. He's not going to hear your prayer. You know what I mean? He's not going to hear you cry out for help unless he got mercy for you. Unless you're one of his ones that he has favor for. But you got to understand, you can't sit at two tables, man. You got to choose one. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise. Simple. No gray area. But a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Listen, there's certain people that I warned them not to be around certain people. And when they finally brought them down, it is what it is. I did my part. I told you, don't mess with these people. They're snakes. They're grimy. They ain't even loyal to each other. So you shouldn't be around that type of environment. But nope. They look at the flesh and be like, well, you know, they look at the reputation and what they got going on, and they want to be around all that. So I said, okay, cool. Or, you know, they won them over with their charismatic, you know, sense of personality. You know, they make them laugh. They're fun to be around. Yeah, they can be fun to be around all they want. But later down the road comes trouble. Don't come looking for me. It's going to come. The problems are going to come. Don't come looking for me when I tried to warn you. These 6 things do it the Lord hate. Yeah. 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift and running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. That's and the gangs play a role in all of that. We can end the show right now. Look, it's talking. Look, this is what it's saying. Feet that be swift and running to mischief. You just know that there's people that's always in something. You always see them doing bad, negative things towards other people. And you be like, man, what's with them? You know what I mean? They're possessed by demons, man. Psalms 11:5. The Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hated it. Deuteronomy 28:54. So that man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children which he shall leave. So that the man that is tender among you, supposed to be your friend, right? Very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother, jealousy, envy, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. He gonna make her a single mother, because he's gonna be a deadbeat. Sad, man. It really is. Really is. But these are all curses that the Lord told our ancestors, and among And also Moses was given the instructions to tell us, look, y'all, we just got to do what the Lord wants us to do and what he's telling us to do. And we won't have none of these issues. But nope, they wanted to be disobedient and they wanted to do what they wanted to do. So in return, the Lord got angry and he told them, look, you got all these blessings. Do it your way. Now I have to give you these curses. All you got to do is go to Deuteronomy 28. It explains everything.